Hey my good friends, Sam Haymart with Test Driven TV. The headlines read, coming this fall, the all-new 2022 Ford Maverick, the truck that starts under $20,000 and gets up to 40 miles to the gallon. The problem is, that truck isn't getting built. What's happening and why? Coming right up. Ford has built big hype on their new compact truck that comes standard as a hybrid and opens a new area of the market, a big one. In June, reservations opened up for the 2022 Ford Maverick, and since, over 100,000 people have signed up to be the first to order one. As tens of thousands of those reservations have converted to hard orders, buyers have been waiting for their confirmation for a build date which Ford has said will be this fall. In July, a trickle of builds began to get scheduled and continued slowly into August and then into September. But by Labor Day, a clear pattern had formed. 2-liter EcoBoost trucks were getting scheduled for build dates. Hybrids, by and large, were not. For the past few weeks, thousands of hybrid customers who have placed their orders up to 3 months ago have been watching with growing concern and anger as Maverick EcoBoost orders placed as little as 2 weeks ago have been getting scheduled, but theirs have not. Ford has been silent. Dealerships mostly clueless as to why. This week, the news got even more grim when a Ford bulletin went out to dealerships nationwide on Tuesday stating, until further notice, hybrid orders will not be selected for scheduling. Now, I have reached out to Ford this week and last week to try to get some answers as to what's going on, and they simply haven't responded. Now, what's actually causing this holdup? That could range widely from the obvious, the computer chip shortage, that's plaguing all auto manufacturers across the board. That would be the easy answer. There could also be supplier issues from certain components of the hybrid system, either from outside companies or from Ford's own manufacturing operations, such as the lithium-ion battery or hybrid transmission, both of which are made by Ford in their Michigan plants. There could also be a quality issue that's popped up. We don't know. To speculate on any one would be just that. Just speculation, as Ford isn't talking. For now though, let's take what we do know and do some math. While 100,000 reservations sounds salacious, reservations are not the same thing as hard customer orders. Ford has not disclosed how many orders they have to build, but reporting online from various sources including Ford Maverick forums, Facebook groups, and Reddit groups, and including most recently Tim Bartz, a sales representative at Long MacArthur Ford in Kansas, on his weekly live webcast to customers, suggests about a 20 to 30% conversion rate from reservations. Anecdotally, that puts us at 20 to 30,000 Ford Mavericks on order out there. Though Ford hasn't confirmed that number, that's what is anecdotal based on what a number of dealers have been saying. Also, what a number of dealers have been saying is that roughly 2/3 of all Maverick orders are hybrids. And if we take that number, let's just say 60%, that means there's 13 to 19,000 people out there who have ordered a hybrid waiting for their trucks to be built. This is well beyond what Ford had expected, which was the opposite at a mix of 30% hybrid and 70% EcoBoost, which is what they planned on for production. This alone could be a lot of the holdup, as their machine to build these trucks only planned on enough parts and capacity for a 30% take rate. Last month, however, based on this overwhelming wave of hybrid orders, reporting had suggested that Ford would be upping the production mix of hybrids to 35% of capacity temporarily until customer hybrid orders were fulfilled. Additionally, dealers would not be able to order hybrids for their own stock until all customer pre-orders are filled, hence the news last month that dealers would not have any hybrids on their lots for some time. If you want one, you have to order one. So for those of us who've ordered a hybrid, how many can Ford build and how long will it take? According to Ford, 1,297 Mavericks were produced in August, with a total of 1,663 through September 1st, including some of those built in June and July. Official production kicked off at the Hermosillo, Mexico plant at the beginning of September, according to a press release Ford put out in Mexico only last week. Like all new product launches, things do start slow and then ramp up to full speed when things get dialed in. While we don't know what Ford will produce in September and October, Tim Bartz shared from his meetings with regional Ford wholesale representatives that some 2,700 Mavericks are planned for November production, all of which will be only for customer orders, and then some 4,900 will be planned for December. If you fill in a predictive number for September and October production, That gets us to around 13,800 for total production by the end of the year as a potential. If you consider a best case 35% mix of hybrid production, which we now know may be unlikely due to the reported halt until further notice, that would be a maximum of 4,830 hybrids built by best case scenario at the end of the year. Going back to our potential 13,000 to 19,000 hybrid order customers waiting for theirs, that means well over half of us, them, will be waiting well into 2022 for their trucks, especially if hybrid production is halted much longer due to some unknown production issues. Obviously, this is very disappointing to a vast majority of people who have ordered their truck based on the $20,000 40 mile to the gallon hype. Their truck, the truck that was hyped up, is going to be the last one to arrive on dealership lots for the most part, and some people may be waiting up to a year after they've ordered one to get their truck. Now, it does have to be said that even in a perfect world, new vehicle launches are always a rodeo at the beginning. Today, however, we have to add in the fact that we've got a global computer chip shortage that's caused all automakers to be down in production anywhere from 30 to 60% this year. That's why dealership lots are empty. And there's also COVID-19 outbreaks limiting actual factory output. Well, we now have a baseline that's pretty harsh. Ford has, however, gotten the share of bad headlines outside of that for the rocky ups and downs, delays, and disappointments that Bronco customers who have pre-ordered have been going through, not dissimilar to what the Maverick customers are now just starting to experience. All right, my good friends, as a journalist and as a customer for one of these trucks, I myself have a hybrid on order. I want to give Ford the benefit of the doubt. Yes, the last couple launches have gone a little bit rocky. That goes without saying. I think Ford could do a better job here, no question about it, not only in getting that line rolling and getting these things worked out, but communicating with us, communicating with the buyers, the dealers, and the media. Everyone's asking Ford questions, but really nobody's getting clear answers as to what's going on and why. So a lot of ground could be covered if they would just do that one thing. That said, am I to the point where I'm an angry customer? Not yet. I was prepared to wait till fall. Now, fall goes until December, just before Christmas, technically. But it's looking like, my truck might not be here till later after the first of the year. That said, I bought this truck with two reasons. One, I wanted to cover it as a story to see what it's like to be a customer waiting for a new Ford, and you're getting that right now. But I also want the truck. So I'm willing to wait for it because, as we discussed with the numbers, getting a new hybrid Maverick is going to be a very difficult road to hoe if you just walk onto a dealership lot. You may not be able to do that very easily until probably middle of next year, the way things are looking, as the people who've ordered one aren't going to be getting their trucks till the middle of next year in some cases. So that said, stay tuned. Click right there, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be doing a lot of videos on this truck as time goes on, and you can see all of those right there on our Maverick playlist. Either way, stay tuned.